Hello again. I am Jared Case, curator of film exhibitions at the Dryden Theater and the George Eastman Museum, and I want to tell you about our newest selection in our Dryden Theater virtual cinema, which you can access right through eastman.org/Dryden-cinema. This film is a brand new 2020 release called Aviva, and it is written and directed by Boaz Yakin, who is a name that's been around for about 25 years now as a writer and director. He's probably most remembered for directing Remember the Titans, but a lot of his scripts have dealt with action, and Aviva is a very different kind of film in that it is a fairly straightforward story. There's a quote from Roger Ebert that I like to use, and he said, "A film is not what it's about. It is about how it is about it." Meaning that the way that the story is told is just as important, if not more important, than the story that it's telling. And this is especially true for this film, Aviva. So it's a fairly straightforward dramatic romance, let's call it. It's about Aviva, who is French, and Aviva is communicating with Eden, who's in the United States, and they have this online romance, which turns into an opportunity to have Aviva come to America to visit and then possibly to live. But the way that it's told makes all the difference. Because not only they're doing two things that are really interesting. First is that there's an incredible amount of dance that is incorporated into this story. So these characters, particularly Aviva and Eden, but other characters around them, are expressing themselves through movement. So it's not just all about the dialogue, it's about how they're moving and what that says about the character. And true to form for many musicals that use this, it does advance the story in that it's talking about their emotional relationship and how they're feeling at that point in time. Now, the other thing that they do is that they have each character of Aviva and Eden played by two separate actors, one male and one female. So Aviva is played by a man and a woman, as is Eden. And the film does show them in all these different couplings. So each of the pairs gets to interact with each other at one point in time or another. And it is a very adult film. Not only is there nudity, but there's sexual situations, and it does delve into the relationships of each of these characters and each of these actors within those characters. It's a very fascinating sort of deep dive into gender identity and interaction, as well as sort of the feminine and masculine side of each personality and how that works out. So the dramatic romance, of course, comes to a head as they have difficulties relating to each other when Aviva does move to the United States and they decide to get married, particularly because Aviva needs a green card or will be asked to leave the United States if she doesn't have a reason to stay, a personal relationship that she needs to depend on. So whether or not this is a good idea sort of comes to the fore in this relationship. And again, it's expressed through dance in a very, very interesting film that I'm so glad to be able to bring to the audience of the Dryden Theater. And I hope that you go see it. Again, you need to go to eastman.org/Dryden-theater to look at all of our selections for our current Dryden Theater virtual cinema. Many of these codes still exist beyond the time that they're on the website, so check up on those, on the past titles, and see if there's anything that you want to watch there. But I particularly enjoyed this one, and I'm glad I brought it to you. Please come back for other streaming recommendations and other titles in our Dryden Theater virtual cinema.